Are you one of those students that sits in class and pretends to take notes, but actually you're just drawing little comic books or little cartoon pictures? Well, I'm one of those people, and sometimes I like to think, wow, what if these cartoons were animated?
Hey guys, my name is Jimmy Jensen and I'm going to teach you how to hand draw Animate. What you see behind me are famous or popular animations. I do not own the right to use these, but I'm protected because I'm using them for educational purposes. So this is what you could be doing, and these steps might get you there. Hopefully. Okay, let's get started. Hand draw Animate. It's a very difficult way to make animated cartoons, but it's really fun, really practical. You go through a lot of paper, you have to have a lot of patience, and you really have to love cartoon animation to want to do this. What I recommend is that you definitely try using a software like Adobe Animate or any other software that has to do with animation, but let's do it old school, just like Walt Disney did. I mean, all those Disney cartoons that you see when you're a kid, that was all hand drawn, hand painted, frame by frame. What's so painstaking about it is that you have to draw every single frame. You know, it might take you 15 seconds to draw one frame, and you have to do like 300 frames if you want 40 seconds of cartoon animation. So it's very difficult. What you will need is pen and paper. What I recommend if you're serious about this is getting animation paper or that really see-through paper. So when you draw one picture, you can put another piece right in front of it and you can see through and then animate. So basically what animation is, drawing one picture like this, the second one like this, third one like this, and then you play them together and it goes. It's an easy concept.
Principles of animation. Principle number 1, squash and stretch. So let's make some bouncy balls. Let's start with 2. Notice how you can already see the movement of the 2 bouncy balls through the paper. Oh yeah, and be sure to number your papers on the lower right hand corner, that way you don't lose track of where you're at. These balls are about to make contact. So squish and stretch lets you know what kind of texture or mass an object has. To be sure you get this right, you can incorporate some math. You see, the surface area of the object that has been lost is now gained in the second frame. So let's finish her up and put the pieces of paper back in order and see if a time-lapse video will prove that this is working. Alright, it worked, but can you see how painstakingly difficult this can be? When you play the frames together at a high frame rate, it looks like a squishy ball and maybe a basketball dribbling. I don't know, but that's why the principle of stretch and squish is important. The next principle, anticipation. Alright, so let's start things off. Let's make a stick figure guy jump up and down. So notice how I'm drawing the guy building up some torque, like he's getting ready to jump? That's anticipation. Without it, objects or characters, cartoons, they just look robotic. Notice how many pieces of paper I'm using. If you absolutely hate trees, this would be a great hobby. Look at that anticipation. He's building up torque and he's jumping up. When he lands, he's also using the principle of anticipation. If he landed and his legs were just straight, that would not be physically possible. And it's a little bit weird, which is a mistake that a lot of early animators make. I've made that mistake before, but never again. The next principle is consistency. So a problem a lot of animators have is keeping the object the same size and shape after all the animation is over with. So this is what you can do if you want to keep your objects the same size. put them in the right order, and boom. This can also help an animator plan ahead so they know what direction the object will be going, and it will be a smoother flow. Now let's do a simple cartoon animation. Let's just have a character blinking. Blinking is literally one frame. It's a split second. It's a blink of an eye. So with your tracer paper, all you gotta do is put another piece over, trace the character completely, and then just put little squinty marks over the eyes. Look at that. He can't believe his own eyes. Animated.
So I hope you enjoyed that. I sure enjoyed it. I enjoyed drawing every single one of those frames. But if you're serious about this, go and do it. And I support you all the way. And I hope one day we'll see some of your work on TV. All right, bye.